Leadfarmer family, welcome to the show.
Check.
Check.
No more checks. We're all here. It's all working. Introduce yourselves.
Check.
Let's go across the line.
Yeah. Tito G on Instagram.
What's your real name?
My real name's Tyler. Real name's Tyler, so people call me
You don't
Ty.
have to do that anymore, brother. It's okay.
Real name's Brandon.
Real
I don't know
name.
if we're mentioning last names or not.
I don't care.
Doesn't
I just like
matter,
having
I
fun
guess.
with all of us from the culture. It's like we're so not used to it.
It's actually
it's usually fucking cops are the ones that are like, what's your full name?
It's actually Zrandon.
Z-Dog.
Z-Dog Randon.
Z-Dog.
Yeah, you're Z.
Yeah.
You're definitely just Skittles.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you Skittles with an S.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Big P in the corner.
Phil, P. Everybody calls me.
Yeah. You know, I always wanted to be called P.
It's a fucking good name to have, dude.
I know, but that's how I know you're like that much cooler than me. It's because
Question
people
P.
actually
No,
call you
dog.
P. You know, everyone's like, I'm Paul, but I
I
want to
just,
call
you know
P.
what it is? My first name and my last name both start with P. And my entire military career, everyone sees my last name and they're just like, oh, P.
Yeah, P.
That's where it started. Yeah.
Let's just go right into that, dude, because your crew. This is the Leadfarmer crew.
This is it.
And we're up in Bainbridge.
Yeah.
And we already talked a little bit on all the other content we're doing, too, but you're originally here from Binghamton.
New York.
And you're from Poughkeepsie.
Yep.
And you have West Coast roots.
Yep. Northern California. Represent.
Right. Absolutely. Like I was saying before, and I'll say it again, everybody could tell. Exactly. I'm trying to. Everyone has told me, too, that I'm just like a Connecticut white boy through and through.
I've never been to Connecticut.
You were going to go there and just see a bunch of Pauls popping around. A bunch of porky white boys just popping around. Anyone got in a Bud Light?
Damn, dude.
But this is the Leadfarmer crew, Bainbridge, New York, and like we were saying, the California roots. You're fucking, dude. When we toured your spot today, fucking sick. You guys are dialed in, man. It's
Appreciate
nice.
that.
Oh, yeah,
And like
appreciate
even
that.
this is the first time I think we've even on the pod had like the crew on.
Yeah.
You know, because people are gonna see.
This is our first pod, too. We've actually
Really?
never...
It's first podcast,
Like,
yeah.
where we sat down doing an actual pod. We've gone on some clips, like, you know, I was out running a ton of deliveries. We had some stuff there, but this is our first time actually getting on and, doing something.
Remember this moment, dude,
For
when
sure.
you're in big production facilities. Remember that duct
We'll
tape
invite you
phone,
guys
brother.
back, man.
Yeah, be like, this is my duct tape phone, homies.
Yeah. Maybe by then you'll have like a fold, like a TV, like a stand with it, you know.
Kidding me, dude? I'm super original. I'm keeping it. We're gonna have a Bad News Bears over here, ragtag tape on the phone
Love
till
it,
the day
dude.
we die.
Island of Misfit Toys, dude.
Absolutely, dude.
For sure.
Fuck yeah. So
sure.
give me a little breakdown of like the Leadfarmer name and like what, like why. Tell me a little bit more about the brand,
Yeah, dude.
because you guys represent the crew of the brand.
Yeah. So it really started, I was in the Marines for a long time. I did almost 11 years in the Marine Corps. Bunch of deployments. Came up on the call sign Leadfarmer on my third deployment to Afghanistan. My second deployment to Afghanistan, my third deployment. And it was a name that basically just stuck. We were in a really kinetic area in the Helmand Valley in 2010. And, you know, it was a Wild West out there, truly. And
Yeah, you're saying it was like some crazy hairy shit,
it was
right?
very
Like,
hairy, yeah. A lot of casualties. It was a pretty, you know, very rough deployment. Lost a lot of guys. Lot of people were wounded, injured significantly. You know, bilateral amputees. You know, guys. You know, we had casualties, people who died. You know, so it really came down from you know, anytime we would get engaged by the Taliban, like every day. I think we were there for 164 days. We were there. We were in like 130 something firefights.
How old were you at that time?
At that time I was 22.
Sick.
I was just turning 23 on my way
Talk
out.
about life experience, bro. What got you to
Yeah.
go out into like the Marine Corps like that?
Well,
And you went out from New York to San
Yeah.
Diego, right?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, no.
Or you were.
I was East Coast.
Okay,
Paris
okay,
Island.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So, I mean, back when I joined in late 05,
Nice.
there was a lot of patriotism, dude, still in New York. Like, dude, New York had just gotten hit. The World Trade Center had just gone down. A couple years, I was in high school. New York was very patriotic.
Right.
There was a war kicking off, and it just felt like the right thing to do at the
Fuck
time.
yeah.
I was 17 years old, actually, when I started the process. And then I shipped off to boot camp, made my way to Iraq, like within my first year. I think I was still like 18 or 19, I think I was. It's 2007. And then
Just in the shit, as
yeah.
they call it.
the Iraq wasn't as bad, you know. I mean, the guys who really went through in Iraq were during the invasion, like 04. But there, by the time 06, 07 came around, it's still pretty bad. Like, you
And
know.
that operator guy's like selling weed now, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's like a part of it too.
He is, yeah.
It is interesting roots because I always see the veteran owned and women run and all those different types of things, but it's always like cool to see the actual people who are the military people, who are the women that are doing it. So that's what's been fun for us, like going out to all these places and like actually seeing it instead of just hearing about it. Yeah. Because like we live in a world now where it's funny because we're talking about that time about like patriotism and like people actually going out and doing shit. Yeah. Now we live in a world where everyone's a little more skeptical. Yeah. You know, they're like, I don't know if that's real or not. Back then it was like, nah, like we're about that same shit. I mean, we were a lot younger then.
So it was a time before information, you know.
That's true. That's true. It's almost like the more information we got, it was like the less we trusted it.
Yeah. I would agree with that for sure.
Right.
Yeah, but so the call sign basically came. We were engaged with the Taliban quite a bit, you know, and Leadfarmer was a call sign that I was basically dubbed by our crew, by our team. I ran a team of 12 dudes out there, and we were in a platoon, and so
and you were led.
Yeah, well,
because it was a Leadfarmer.
If you actually know Leadfarmer, the word, it came from a movie, Tropic Thunder, years ago, like 2008.
I love that movie, but I can't remember.
There was a scene in it where he goes and he crosses the guns. He's like, I'm a Leadfarmer, motherfucker. So it became like ongoing. It actually started as a joke.
Guarantee you all three of us behind here watched Tropic Thunder tonight, just looking for your shout out.
So it started as like, we were joking with each other, and the name stuck. So even my homies now still call me Lead to this day.
How cool
this was 15 years ago.
This podcast is brought to you by The Bakery in Cohoes, New York. This is one of my favorite dispensaries in New York. They have the best menu. We're proud to be on it. The best staff. Mike has become like a mentor to us out in New York, especially when it comes to upstate. Be on the lookout for podcasts and more collaborations that we're going to be doing together. The Bakery, upstate New York, in Albany Capital District in Cohoes, man, that's the spot. Breakfast Connections Dutch Master hats are available now on breakfastconnections.co. These things are dope, paying homage to our original Connecticut roots. We're not able to put tobacco on the blunts, but the whole reason we even did the blunts in the New York market was that we found this cone that was able to like taste the weed and have that good experience that we remember with the Dutch Masters. So that's why we're kind of paying homage with the Dutch Masters hats. We're in tons of dispensaries from in the Adirondacks out to Utica, Capital District down to the Bronx, and Misha's Flower Shop in Brooklyn. We're going to be expanding into the city a little bit more. We also have Living Soil grown indoor flower that's going to be under $40, I'm pretty sure. That's a steal. Some of the best weed in the New York market. I feel confident in saying that. Around $40, that's pretty good. Look out for those bags. Breakfast Connections 8th bags, Breakfast Connections blunts. We still got some of those more affordable 8ths of the outdoors from last season, but we wanted to ramp it up with some more Living Soil indoor grown flower. I think that's it. Back to the show. What's the we'll go back to that too, the story of the roots and how you guys know each other into the grow, but I want to know about the connection of like military to cannabis. And like what, because I'm so like ignorant to it and don't really know, but like I obviously know it's there, and maybe it could be good for like different traumas and different like pain things or whatever, but also it's like you're also part of the culture. So, and it seems, I mean, I don't know the operator dude, but it seems like he's very like culture based. I don't know if it's culture cannabis. I don't really know. I haven't really talked to him or anything, but like I want to know that connection. Like you got to have some insight on that because there's something there.
It's a good question. I would definitely say, at least for from my perspective, when I was getting out of the military, you have to go through like a series of medical evaluations, a series of all these different things. And when I was getting out, I get my prescription list of things that are like, oh, you got to go see the doctor, get your evals, and they were going to load me up on just every drug under the sun.
Were you fucked up?
I would say at the time I got out, I was mostly over the hump, but there was definitely a period where it was like things.
That's
weighed
heavy, brother.
Heavy. Yeah. There's definitely a point where it was definitely tough, and but getting out, because I had sold pot as a kid, it was very easy for me to get back into that. And then I met with some guys as soon as I got out, also vets, like, you definitely stick together.
There's a community there.
Oh, for sure. I would say beyond anything, especially with the Marine Corps.
Cool. Marine
Corps is a small group, so you are a Marine, you meet other Marines, it's like there's automatically that kind of like, oh, understood type of deal. So when I was getting out, there was a lot of prescriptions going on. I was just smoking pot, really, not really taking anything. And I met some guys that were doing it snowballed my way kind of into that, really into the industry because of that, because I was a customer first.
Okay.
I would say.
And when you got out, were you like back on the East Coast, or because I know you have there's a bridge to you going to San Diego and getting to the West Coast.
I was stationed in California from like 06 on and off, but mostly 06 until 2015, 2016, and then that's right when I got out. I stayed on the West Coast.
Is that where you guys met?
So no, actually, we've definitely crossed paths to some degree. But
you're the Cali man.
Yeah, we probably crossed paths for sure.
You're from San Diego too?
Nope. Originally, I'm from Florida.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, originally, I'm from Jacksonville. But yeah, no, Phil and I got connected through a facility advisor with Athena Ag.
Really?
So I was up in Northern California just prior to moving out here to New
What part?
York. Calaveras County.
Okay.
Yep, Calaveras County. Just outside of Sac, like up in the mountains of Sac. But yeah, anyways, a facility advisor with Athena linked Phil and I up, and it's kind of history from then, man. Like Phil always
just
talked
good vibes,
about,
good people.
Oh yeah, we'd call each other, and it wasn't anything business related. It was just gardening and taking care of your plants and this and that.
Kind of like what the Reddit stuff was, or like the
Reddit in real life.
What was that?
Yeah.
What was that shit called? I was never on it. What was like the boards or whatever?
They had
talks
a bunch
about.
420 forum.
Yeah, the forums. That's what everyone always talks about. I was never really like into that because I wasn't really ever a grower.
Yeah.
I was like a hustler, and I like grew weed because I was like, maybe I should do that because like I'd make more money.
Yeah.
I know. doesn't work.
It's a good reason.
Yeah. It doesn't work that way. I learned the hard way.
But yeah, we met through facility advisor with Athena and kind of just kicked it off from there. And Phil, always told Phil like, hey, if there's ever a good enough opportunity, like let's do something. And
this is your first project together?
Yeah, together.
How fucking tight is that, dude?
Yeah. So he hit me up, a couple years go by. He hits me up pretty much out of the blue one day.
Yeah.
Was like,
hey,
it was February. How this shit goes sometimes.
Dude,
like, hey, I got licensed.
You want to move out here tomorrow?
It was
like
more
that, but
like
not quite like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we made something happen, man.
Especially with the OCM state stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Where like it's like, well, I'm doing this right now and I have to, and they want the money tomorrow, and like
when they dropped the list, OCM in February, and I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but they dropped a list of licenses, but they didn't publish it. They leaked it because the governor came down and said, "Whoa, they only gave out like 10 or 15 licenses in the whole window." So the governor's like, "Wait a minute, you all need to do this and add more. There needs to be a whatever plan in place." So they dropped us. So I got notified that I'd got the license in February before licensing. The list came out, hit my attorneys up. I'm like, "What's the deal?" They're like, "Yeah, you're good to go."
Yeah.
So
that's how my shit was too. And I didn't even know which license I was. I was in the same queue.
Yeah. And dude, and Ty and I were talking, and I literally called him the next day. I'm like, "Dude, I'm on the list."
What a powerful queue.
Yeah. Like, dude, I'm on the list. We got the license. I'm like, dude, let's freaking make something happen.
Yeah. Dude, you jumped right into it too.
Yeah, we had to. I already had that room that you seen. I already had that room built.
Yep.
And I had already.
That's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah, that's what's cool.
That.
Yeah, even with us, like I was saying with the processor, like we had our facility, we had our shit ready to go. They knew the products we were making and all that shit. So we talked a little bit about that before, which I really like relating with you guys. And I think that we talked about Mike at the bakery too, and Eli and all these guys. Like we
Eli's
all
a cool
like,
dude.
The
shout out Eli.
But here's the thing: it's like we all like. We come from the same shit, but it's like we got our shit together somewhat.
Yeah,
and I think that's what's cool about New York is like they're letting us build our roots, and they understand. I think that like the infrastructure is there, and we want to have like enough space to get ourselves going and be compliant, and like we want good product for the end consumers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I wonder if they know they should that there's a lot of shit out there.
Back up.
Bro,
absolutely.
You walk into these dispensaries.
Go a little light.
You walk into these dispensaries, dude, and you're like, show me your top shelf. Like, what is your AAA? You see it, man, and it's really disappointing. It's disappointing, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the shelf life and this weed is old. Whatever it is, dude, it's disappointing.
A lot of question marks and mysteries to that.
For sure. We're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. We want to be exclusive, but not too exclusive, but also have really, really good product to where somebody doesn't have to come in and ask to see it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what this shit's all about. Is like being on top of your shit. And, you know, compliancy is such like a weird word for it, but like it's just being on top of your shit day to day when it comes to every single part too. Like you said, you guys all have different roles and different expertises, and it's like you're accountable to each. You keep yourselves accountable. You know what I mean? And you respect each other's positions. Yeah, we could dive right into
check.
Yes, check. How'd you guys meet? Like, what's your like partnership with these guys?
Honestly,
it's a great story.
You're like, this is the Skittles guy, and everyone wants Skittles.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, we met in a grow store, and like, you know, I wasn't really eavesdropping, but I was eavesdropping.
Yeah.
And I heard them talking about it, and they were just talking about how they had this grow room going, and they needed trimmers, and so I was like, I asked my one buddy that works at the grow store, I was like, yo, what do they do? They're like, oh, they have a legal license, like an indoor license. And at the time, too,
You're like,
I was
that's
like,
real?
Yeah. Because at the time, you know, nobody's growing indoor. Nobody has an indoor license.
Yeah.
So we kind of honestly just connected that way. And,
This is probably last year even.
It's kind of
I
been
met like a year ago.
You would have never
Yeah,
thought.
last year.
They never thought.
crazy.
Seems
We're-
like you guys
we're-
been doing this for like 5 years.
The island of misfit toys, dude. You know.
It's so sick.
Yeah, we're in line at the grow store, and
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's been a godsend having him involved.
The grow store, was it a
Shout out the guys
Planet
at Planted Earth.
Yeah,
So
Planet
it's like
Earth.
their own thing.
Yep.
Yep.
That's cool.
They have
They
one
don't see
here
that as
and
much
one
anymore.
One in Ithaca as
Yeah,
well.
like we
Yeah.
still go there, dude. We still make a lot of purchases from our local, and that's the only local grow store within 75 miles of here, 50 plus miles from here.
Do you guys ever have to get CO2 tanks and put them in black trash bags?
Dude, I mean,
Remember that? Going to the grocery store and being
Yeah.
like, yo, dude, I can't let anyone see this.
dude, it was funny. I was telling Ty, we went to pick up one day bales of Pro Mix. We were redoing our beds in the back before we converted that back room, and I was like, man, imagine driving like a couple years ago, even just a couple years ago, 5-10 years ago. Imagine
Yeah,
driving
you'd be
with
worried about it.
a pickup truck full of bales of Pro Mix coming
Oh,
out the
yeah.
back of your thing.
I
Oh
took
yeah,
it-
dude, that's like when I
Get
got
followed
raided
back to
in
your spot.
Arizona, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had a semi truck dropping soil off at this spot, and dude, I was getting lit up with helicopters.
Crazy.
Yeah, and this guy's
Yeah.
like, "What is going on out
know.
here?"
Yeah.
But
The pan-
same
the
thing, dude.
So the panic mode now still is different, but like, I don't know. As soon as we got that license, I was like, I felt like a sigh of relief. I was like, all right, you know.
Yeah,
now
we
it's
start
like,
doing this like legit.
Yeah, now we got to like level up. We got to like pay attention to shit.
Yep.
A lot more. The paperwork. I mean everything. And now it's like it's full logistics. A lot of people don't realize that a micro business on paper is the smallest canopy of cultivation size, but it is probably the most expensive business that you have to set up. And but it could have a big potential footprint. Like you have to be able to run your own nursery. You have to set your nursery up. You got to set up your flower rooms. You have to set up full everything processing.
Yeah.
You got to be able to process on site. You got to be able to make all your products, which typically you'd see
a lot of requirements.
Yeah, a lot of requirements. There's
Definitely.
a lot of moving parts that you need to actually truly be, fully vertical.
Seed to
Yeah.
sale, fully vertical.
And you technically are going to be able to do everything fully vertical,
Yeah.
right? Like you could basically have like a brewery for your farm.
Kind of. New York will make it sound like that, but
Yeah.
it still has to operate under the same.
But you can
rules
open a
as-
store. You can open
Correct.
a dispensary and shit,
But it
which
ha-
is
but
like
it's-
so cool.
Yeah.
But it's not like a farmer's market like what they were originally telling us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you could open up farmer's market things, and no,
You
we
can
have,
basically just go. You can open a dispensary like anyone else
yeah,
does.
yeah, exactly.
Which
I mean, the
is
cool thing
it's just
too-
money. They just want like money. You know?
Yeah, the cool thing too, man, with the micro business license is, I mean, you look historically in every other state, like which businesses are still doing okay, like especially California, and it's like these vertical licenses, like Jungle Boys, and
Yeah.
these bigger guys who can do this seed to sale, and they don't have to deal with distribution, and
You said you spent time in Arizona.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
Grow
Grew
Science?
up in- oh yeah,
Grow Science is
Shout
another
out
good example.
Crondon Genetics.
They're so cool. Yeah, they know our buddy Tommy that works with us, that's been on our podcast.
Yeah.
He's high up at True Leaf.
Do you know Hash Paddler?
He probably does. I don't know.
Yeah, a guy I met through my brother, kind of just Instagram, but anyways, he's I think he does some of the extractions over there.
And they got some good
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, legendary.
Yeah,
shit over
those
there.
guys
Yeah.
kill it, bro. Grow
Yeah.
Sciences is
There's some good ones out there, but they're like, they do a pretty good job. I really like their marketing because they're very personal.
for
Like
sure.
there's a Phil there. That guy, I don't know his name, but that's kind of the point where there's a guy who's like the ethos, like the name
Definitely.
behind it, and then he has his crew that he like makes sure that he shouts out. You can tell that they have this team.
Definitely.
And like there's these personable brands out there.
Yeah,
and like
you
people
can-
can do it.
You can tell they're all doing it together.
Yep.
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 Yeah, that's
what's-
important, man.
So it's cool about having you guys on like this.
Yeah, dude.
I
this
feel
is
like I'm
dope.
actually in an interview right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Steve Colbert.
I feel the
dude.
formality, but it's also still chill.
Yeah.
You know, we're still passing around.
We're smoking a joint.
I've been
right
trying
now.
my best too, because it's like
Yeah.
the first time I've done like different types of little content where I'm like, is this a little bit different? This is more like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Before I was like more like Anthony Bourdain, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Well, this is the 60 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
But going back to the story for you and your brand, so getting out of the military into cannabis, and then you kind of just jumped into the scene head on. Was that like it was kind of for you? And tell me if I'm speaking out of school here, but it was more of like military, the 9/11 stuff, and like being proud of that. Getting out of it, and then cannabis was maybe your new thing that you stepped into, and
Yeah.
that was like your new thing to get really into and be passionate about. And did that kind of overlap with the military thing? Did you think that it kind of like branched out of it and you took the military part with you? Was it a little bit separate? Tell me a little bit more about that, about how you kind of evolved out of the military into the cannabis scene.
So I'll definitely say that the cannabis industry as a whole is attractive for vets because it's challenging, it's very detail oriented, and a lot of people think there's so much money in these businesses. So because of that, it attracts a lot of people who are not detail oriented. So I think that it definitely gives you an ability to stand out, but also a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times the network too. Like I remember the first time that I was like, where I realized like, oh man, I might be, and this is, really right when I got out, but I think it was called Weed for Warriors. I want to say it was that. They were given, I was living in LA at that time, and they were giving away free weed delivery to any veteran. And it seemed crazy to me. And then I peeled that onion back, and then I started getting involved with some other vets who were in the game, who were already working for like Prop D businesses. Like California was just about to legalize at that, or just going through their legalization
Prop
at that
215.
point. Or, 215.
Yeah.
They were just transitioning out of the medical program
Right.
into their adult use, program. So it freed up all these abilities. Now all these green zones came up. Veterans were like getting in the business. They were growing. Took some internships at a place, rolled that into working at another place, and just kind of kept that going. And a lot of it was because I was getting referred by other vets who were in the business, who they vetted me out through my Marine Corps history, and they knew that I came
Brotherhood thing you're talking about.
Exactly,
Yeah. Mhm.
exactly. It's one of those things where you can
Real recognizes real.
yeah, you run into another combat vet, which is not that common. A lot of the military is a support element. So to find people who are like really were like, hey, we were out there, we know these things. It was and they're in this business. It kind of like gave me a thing where I was like, well, yeah, I'm in the right spot now. So and really just from that it snowballed to really I guess where I'm at here and where we're at here.
And it's crazy how you guys met like at the grow facility and
dude.
shit too, where like you're
And-
bringing good people who understand good work ethic too. Like
Yeah.
it's that it real recognizes real in this thing,
Sure, dude.
You know,
The team
being
is
through it.
everything.
I reached out to him and I was like, I was thinking about getting a license or going legal, and he's like, fucking do something here and
Yeah.
really just take off.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah, it was a blessing, man, meeting Brandon. He's done a lot
sure.
for us here. So.
fuck yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
You guys all have like mutual like big respect for each other.
Yeah,
For
we
sure.
all,
Even
we all
before I
have
got
the
here.
same goal too, and like same eyesight of everything. We can get along with anything, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very
pretty-
important,
it's
especially when
pretty
you're running a
good.
small team.
Yeah. Because remember,
Definitely.
mistakes matter more here. Oh,
Blunt.
oh, shit! Did I just knock that
Man
blunt out? Was
down.
that freshly? Oh, was that a
Yo, that's for
Dang,
you
my
first.
bad.
Dude,
Man down.
Man down. All right, what's
It
going
ain't the
on?
first time, bro. It's all good.
This is the one that you just rolled.
producers,
What's
you
it
know what I mean?
called? The stop, whatever. The
What?
the pit. I don't know, whatever you say.
Pit stop.
Pit stop.
Oh, the pit stops.
Yeah.
Oh, the little like clipboard thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me you've never
We
been to a
gotta get him
NASCAR
a
race
clipboard.
without telling
We
me.
gotta get you like a Leadfarmer clipboard.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I hope you guys build that little bunker thing you were talking about.
Oh yeah, a little
We're gonna
Fine.
take you by the
podcast
dispensary
room.
before you guys leave today. On your way out of here, you almost gotta drive right by it. If you just
Yeah.
2 away.
We're gonna have
Fuck
to
yeah.
give
It's
shit.
literally you could if those trees weren't here, you'd be able to see it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
sweet, man.
We could
Apology.
take an ATV there.
You know
Yeah.
how they
Yeah.
do all that
Oh, you do take
camouflage
ATVs
stuff,
there.
like hangers, like hang camouflage over, tents and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like we were thinking about doing that all over the buildings. Do a little
Dude.
hunt here
Do it, yo. And you
Yeah.
have like, it's like real. It's not like you're like,
because it goes back to
faking
him.
it.
It's like it's gonna be a barricade here.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
some like classic Cali shit back in the
Freaking
day.
check
That's why
point,
it's
yeah.
Gorilla Grows.
We're
Yeah.
burying your
Freaking ghillie
generators
net over
underground.
your indoors.
Dude, there was so many fucking, remember the hill gardens? They were just like
Oh yeah,
on
the
vertical
side
hills,
oh yeah,
dude.
it still
Like,
it still exists,
leveled
bro.
out
Yeah.
Korean style.
People still
yeah.
doing that.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, but it's sick, dude. I love walking into a garden that's all terraced out and looks super sick, you know?
Well, and I hope you guys take this in the best way, is because that's why I kept saying that when I was in there. Like, that's why it's so nice and clean, but it's also refreshing because it's like, it has that sense of like the Gorilla Grow in it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe it's just your guys' personalities in there and like
it's
seeing it being built.
It's the panda. It's the panda.
It's the panda. I brought up panda paper to people like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I guess that's a weed term.
Listen, they hate it when I say this. This property is an 800 horsepower Honda Civic.
Yeah, right.
I told them we're upgrading to an old 95 Infiniti G35 or something.
Now I'm gonna watch Tropic Thunder tonight, and then I'm gonna watch Ford vs Ferrari.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Leadfarmer economics.
Supercharged on a budget, but without cutting any corners.
Yeah.
That's
like
tight.
Daily Driver, 800 horsepower Honda Civic.
Yeah, you guys crush it, man. This Mac 1 is fucking unbelievable.
Fuck yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
What do you guys like with packaging and stuff like that? Do you like care about it? Do you when it comes to your brand, could you use like the white and black, like basic color with your good logo, and it's simple, it's good products? Give me a little bit more information of what you think when it comes to like packaged product, because you're fully vertical and you're processing it too.
Well, dude, we went back and forth, right? Because there's a big debate between what stabilizes the shelf life longer, jars or Mylars. And Mylars...
I would love to talk about that, bro, because people get mad at me.
I know, same,
Mylars have like been proven to sustain the shelf life of your cannabis. Like,
and how are you bagging them? Because like my processors use a nitro seal bags.
But we got to touch on that a little bit more, because Phil had this idea which we weren't completely able to put into inception, but you know, maybe you could talk about
the original one.
Yeah, the original. Yeah.
So we had this idea, dude, that we were gonna basically make like a bigger version of a dime bag that you would get, just like a regular baggie, but instead of having our label on the packaging, we were gonna have like a tag hanging off of the packaging, so where you got like a bigger version of a child compliant, you know, clear see-through bag.
Yeah.
You could see everything you're looking at, and a tag hanging off it with all the pertinent information that we wanted to put on there.
Yeah, like a dog tag type of thing.
Exactly. Kind of like a dog tag.
Jumbo dime bag.
Yeah, like a jumbo dime bag, but the compliance rules around packaging and things like that, there's some blurred lines.
You can't technically have it through see-through, right?
No, we can do that.
You can do that now? Because I've had dispensaries tell me, they're like, I can't buy your weed because you can't see through it.
No.
And
there's
I was like,
nothing in the rules that say you can't. It says that there has to be considerations in the regs. And the only reason I know this, dude, I read the entire rule.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that.
Yeah, it was like 300-something pages. Because, again, it's all pertinent to what we're doing. We need to know everything, you know. Not whether or not the OCM knows how to interpret their own rules is another question.
Well, did they, like, change over everyone? Isn't there, like, a whole new people?
Yeah, it is.
And then the whole BioTrack metric merger.
Oh, God.
That just got canked.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, it's just everything keeps getting stalled. And talking about the February Q thing.
They tried rolling it out too early.
But aren't they not even really giving out licenses as much as they said they were now?
Sure, yeah.
And it's because of shit like this. I was like just talking to my dad recently because he was like asking me like how things are going. He doesn't really know.
Yeah.
And because he's like his son is doing legal weed, you know. And he said he saw some like article about the dispensaries near the schools, and like he used to work in zoning, so I learned a lot about that type of shit, with like what it takes to get any licenses,
right.
like to get like the towns to like approve your shit and all that stuff, and like it's just gonna keep stalling. Like there's so many roadblocks coming, you can't not see it.
Well,
when I got that email, I was like, Jesus Christ, again.
Yeah. See, like, New York did things backwards. To a way. California required you to have your New York did require it only for November applicants, but you cannot even get your final licensure until you demonstrated control. You couldn't even get conditional approval until you demonstrated that you had control of the property. And that you were able to build. You had to be in a certain zone. You couldn't just pick a property.
Zone.
Yeah, you had to be in the green zone. New York doesn't require a green zone. There's no zones. It just comes down to you go where you go.
You go with your town?
Yeah.
That's
Very
what they're
good
asking you. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they ask. They're like, are you good with the town? Do you have all your shit? Show me the paperwork.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You know? Yeah. And it's funny that, like, again, if you're just on top of your shit enough, you can really get things going. And getting these emails from the state and just seeing these roadblocks that are coming, it's kind of sad, but
it is.
Obviously I could look at myself being biased and be like, oh, I got in there and I did my thing, but like, kind of sucks for a lot of people that want to get in.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to not feel bad. There's a lot of people that we know even that are still in December Q. A lot of our friends.
hardworking people
Yeah.
that want to get
People who
in.
are growing good
and there's a
weed.
lot, and dude, fuck it, I'll just say it. Like, there's a lot of people fucking around.
Yeah.
And I don't even really know, but
There's gonna be a
I can
lot of-
recognize bullshit, you know? Like,
There's going to be a lot of licenses coming up for sale, I envision.
Yeah. There already is quite a few.
Yeah.
and
It's
then
hard
if
to get these businesses off the ground.
you talk to a lot of business owners too. I'll just say this thing, and people can connect the dots. There was, I bet, a lot of weed trying to be dumped, and then now all of a sudden,
Right.
they're gonna be like, oh, we don't have to dump it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more time.
Well, now there's 400 dispensaries that are open that need product.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's opening the playing field, but also, you know, it's very easy for a store to want to carry the same thing as a store next to it, as a store on the other side of it. We're definitely blessed. We're in about 40 stores right now.
Yeah.
You know, we are on back order for probably 6 to 9 months, up to potentially a year, depending on how fast we turn over. When I say back order, I mean just from stores that we have that put in pre-orders with us or put in, you know, gotten our queue basically, which was probably over 150 stores. So we're working our way. Our whole purpose of building out the way we're building out is to expand what we're doing incrementally, still keep that quality, be able to get into more stores, you know, and really try to, you know, and be able to re-up all the stores that we have now that are going, you know. So we definitely, and to open our own retail, you know, down on the back, which we'll show you all.
I love that.
We got.
Yeah,
a
I mean, I
approved
think
plan.
what we did too is you know, Phil took the time to go down to these places with, you know, Brian, and I mean, even
Shout
in the
out
beginning,
Brian,
us, you
Rolling
know, like
Strains.
we were popping into these stores, like really just introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, like they had no idea who we were last
Beautiful
year.
grind, though.
Yeah.
And now it's like Phil's done a really good job, like showing up to these places, spending time with these store owners and the bud tenders, and it's just created like a really good, you know, rapport and relationship with all these places to
Yeah.
where,
For sure.
you
And
know,
shout out a dozen-
we have
shout
that
out
I think we have that issue of being sold out for X amount of months
Yeah.
because of our reputation.
Pretty dope
for doing
issue.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit over breakfast this morning, like that it's a weird grind. The hotel, like going out to see people and like
Yeah.
just like getting your face in there and going from like you're like, I mean, I hope these people like it because I really like it,
Yeah.
right? And then it starts to sell at these other places, and you're like, you go to these places, you're like, probably should get it because it sells everywhere, and like, I don't know if I even have enough weed for you, but I'm here right now.
Yeah.
It's like such a different energy, you know. But
telling you.
that's why we started doing the show that we were shooting with you guys today, like the tourist type of show, because like I started to notice that I was like, this is like pretty interesting, this like thing that's happening in New York legal weed right now, and I want it to be captured. You know, like we're
For
talking
sure.
about the other shows we've done, and like we try to like time capsule them in cool little editing ways that these guys do, and it's really fun to capture this shit right now. We all feel it, right?
Yeah,
Like we all like
definitely.
that's why you're here. That's why you guys have all linked up, and why we're doing these collaborations and like putting out content, getting our brands out there is because like it's a right now moment, you know. And it's really exciting to work with you guys, and like hopefully we can do some collaborations and keep
Likewise,
doing
dude.
fun shit. And
Yeah.
and yeah, man, like thank you for having us out here. This is like a
Sure.
fucking
1000%.
beautiful day.
Yeah,
So
man.
much
It's
fun.
great to have you
Yeah.
guys here.
Properly high.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, guys.
Like we
Thank
said,
you.
Yeah.
too, come back in like 2 months and you'll see this place
Yeah,
all
dude.
built out.
We'll
and-
be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. 130 lights would be scaled out too. Flowering lights. at
Mac
least.
one and more with the Leadfarmer boys.
That's right.
That's a nice close. That's a nice little close.
That is one. That's good. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
I did good. I listened to you.
Check.